talking about the nonsensical ravings of a lunatic mind.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
He's looking at you, kid.
What we got here is a failure to communicate.
You could ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Well, we're back.
We got a nice little crowd here, huh?
Yeah, look at
Everybody's
this.
cheering. Look at this.
Hello, fuckers.
Nice. Back in Keaton Studios.
Keaton Studios for the second installation of People Are Stupid podcast.
We're in the middle of a lake right now.
Yeah, we have a little leakage in the basement, but
We did upgrade on the chairs, though.
well, two of the fucking chairs.
I feel like this is too much. We're already selling out. We got real chairs and drinks this time.
Now we got alcoholic beverages. Jerry's got a Budweiser, a Bud Light Lime, and a Dunkin' Donuts coffee all over at the same time.
But wait, how have we upgraded? George got two chairs that his wife was going to throw away, and I'm still in a beach chair. So I don't understand what the fuck's going on here. And Jerry has a leak now in the basement. That's great. So I got the laptop prepped up on a stool so we don't fucking short out halfway through.
Anything electronic on the ground.
Cherry wheats are cold this time, huh?
Cherry wheats are cold, better than the Met game when they were in your trunk and we had to open them with jumper cables. Remember that?
Slice my finger open on those.
We had to open up fucking jumper cables.
Oh.
So, it's been what, 2 weeks now?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Exactly,
Yeah, 2 weeks to the day.
Nice. And we had quite a few views on the first podcast. I'm very happy with that.
150.
No, it was like 154 or 155 by this morning. So in 2 weeks without a whole heck of a lot of, without anything but free advertising, that's not too bad.
We have advertisers possibly lined up. We might have a couple in a month or two.
And also today we're going to have our first commercial break. We have a sponsor.
Well, we're moving on fast.
It's very exciting here.
Selling out
We might
already.
get sofas.
It's very exciting in South Jersey right now.
Do you know we're in a drought in Jersey?
Not in this
Dude, it's
basement.
storming every day.
This basement, there's no drought. Look at the floor over there.
We need a snorkel.
I don't understand. I don't know how we're in a drought. Is that the Midwest or is that Jersey?
They said Jersey.
There's no way.
I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
As I'm sipping on this cherry wheat.
And I got the nerdy kid. We're 6 inches under. I'm like, who cares?
Oh, shut up. Just go wash your car. So I think today we're dedicating this episode to the Chick-fil-A, or as we better off know it as Chick-Fil-Gay.
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 More appropriate.
You have to explain this to me because
Okay. This is unbelievable what's going on with this Chick-Fil-Gay.
I have an idea what's going on because it's always the top coverage, But I work and I do stuff, so my eyes aren't glued to the TV as much as they should be. But
You can't avoid it lately. It's not just the TV. All the local radio stations are talking about it. And they're dedicating hours of their listener call-in segments to fielding different appointments, questions about this. I don't understand how it's become such a big deal.
Is there even a Chick-fil-A around here?
Yes, Howell, New Jersey. There's a Chick-fil-A, and I think there's one in Freehold.
So none in Ocean County.
But this, no, Howell's not Ocean. It's Monmouth.
Howell's Monmouth.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then no, none in Ocean County.
Okay.
Maybe
I'm
there's-
surprised there's not one in Lakewood. So no, let me.
Around melting pot.
Here's how this fucking mess started. First of all, as you know, Chick-fil-A, the CEO, his name is, what the fuck's his name? I think his name is Dan Cathy.
Now I know nothing about this, so
Okay, Dan Cathy. The Chick-fil-A organization is run by Jehovah's Witnesses. Those fucking freaks that come up to your house. Hi, do you want to talk to Jesus? No, I don't. I'm busy. I'm jerking off. And he's going to forgive me anyway because he forgives me for all my sins, so it doesn't matter. So
I like that.
Yeah, what the hell? So
Easy out.
here is his statement, and this wouldn't even be a story if it wasn't about the gay community. If this was about if this was about Catholics or Christians, it wouldn't even make the fucking media. But because it's about gays, oh my God, we have to put it on every fucking station. Here's what Dan said. I think we are inviting God's judgment on our nation when we shake our fist at him and say we know better than you as what constitutes a marriage. And I pray God's mercy on our generation that has such a prideful, arrogant attitude to think that we have the audacity to define what marriage is about. We are very much supportive of the family, the biblical definition of the family. We are family-owned business, a family-led business, and we are married to our first wives. We give God thanks for that. We want to do anything we possibly can to strengthen families. We are very much committed to that. That's his fucking statement, and that's gay bashing.
Okay, all right. Here's what I have to say. Number one, I think religion's a bunch of bullshit.
Well, we already know that.
All right.
Established.
So, yeah.
We already have that established.
That's just me. Okay, and we're going to talk about that on another podcast because that's going to take 8 hours.
Because Jesus is Santa Claus with the treadmill. That's really all he is.
Oh, and the Bible's the adult version of green eggs and ham. So it's ridiculous.
It's a comic book. No fiction. That's all the Bible is.
Don't even get me started on that.
So go ahead.
So
this
now,
is gay bashing from what the media say.
I don't think it is.
How is it gay? You know what's crazy?
He didn't say the word faggot or gay or he's sticking up for his beliefs. I believe in other things. I don't believe in like an invisible man and shit like that. But this is the first time I heard that statement. I swear to God, it's the first time. I don't see the problem.
What's so offensive about it? When in this country did the First Amendment just go away? We don't have the right to free speech anymore. You may not like
that's a good point.
that the person because does it change because he's in a position of power and he owns a company, employs a lot of people, that all of a sudden now he's got to be careful about his opinions? Don't we have free speech?
Well, you know what's funny is people say, "Oh yeah, that's your right," but if you're bashing other other religions or sexual preferences, that you don't have freedom of speech anymore. But he's not bashing. He's not saying, "Hey, I don't like guys that think cocks are delicious." That would be somewhat gay.
Yeah, right.
But that would still be his right to say that.
You're right. He does have a right to say that.
Yeah.
And even if you said, "I don't like guys who think cocks are delicious," you're not really bashing men.
Dude, you know what it is? People are so touchy.
Oh,
they're so touchy.
It's ridiculous. Well, here's remember when they wanted to build that mosque now next to Ground Zero?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. I didn't like that either.
I didn't like the idea, but do you remember people were going, "Hey, they have a right to pray. They have a right to do whatever they want." And that Muslim religion is a bunch of fucking radicals anyway.
In the ocean.
But here's the thing. People stood up and said they have a right to build that mosque. So this guy who is a pro-marriage religious fanatic, Jehovah's Witnesses are fucking out of their mind. We're going to get into that. But he's basically saying, "I'm pro-marriage. We don't believe in gay marriage." And he's a gay basher, but you can support Muslims putting up a mosque a couple of blocks down from fucking the Freedom Tower?
Well, Republicans are like that too. Yeah, they are.
How?
Republicans, by nature, are against gay marriage.
You know what? Gay marriage...
They're more conservative, so that with that comes all the religious...
Gay marriage isn't as popular as the fucking media makes it out to be. You know, they had votes, and I think... I was watching fucking some news clip with Ann Coulter. You know who Ann Coulter is? That blonde, really intelligent bitch. She's pretty hot, too, for 50. I'd fuck her face. But she said that there were... I wasn't doing any fact-finding, but I'm going to go with it and say that she's probably pretty accurate. She's had a couple bestseller books. 35 states that voted... 35 out of how many states that voted for same-sex marriage, the vote was no. So... countrywide, I don't think this is as popular as people think it is. Like, as far as when I say popular, I don't think many people want it. Now, I could give a shit. Do you care if these fuckers get married?
How is it such a hot topic? Like, why are straight people the only people who get to be miserably married? Why can't gay people be just as married and miserable as everybody else? Why do we only save that for straight people? Let them get horribly locked into a shitty contract along with straight people. Why is that just specifically a straight thing? Let them do it.
You know what's crazy is after this whole fucking this story had to be going 2 weeks strong in the media. The gays organized a protest where they were all going to go to Chick-fil-A's that they were close to and kiss their gay boyfriend or girlfriend in front of the Chick-fil-A.
Who cares?
Who gives a shit?
As long as you give me my chicken sandwich, I'm fine. I know what they say. I've never been to
Their
one.
milkshakes are delicious.
Are they?
Delicious.
They are pretty good. I like their waffle fries, but I can't eat that.
I still can't believe they're complaining about this. Like, this is making me want to go there and have them cater my next barbecue.
Before they organized a protest, they went shopping first to make sure their outfits match.
Right, exactly.
God,
well,
please.
if you go on the web, there's tons of pictures of guys kissing guys, and the backdrop is Chick-fil-A. Like, really what you're doing is you're making people probably go to Chick-fil-A more. because they had a member
There's
appreciation
no
day.
bad press.
No, and there was a member appreciation day across the country for Chick-fil-A. The fucking lines are wrapped around the building to eat there. So what does that tell you?
This is really the problem.
But I don't understand, how is that statement gay bashing, and why if you say I don't believe in gays being married, why is that so bad? Why am I not entitled to that opinion?
Yeah, when in this country did it become illegal or wrong for people to have opinions just because they're in a position of power? If this guy just worked at the post office and didn't own it, just was an employee, and he said the exact same thing to a friend of his, why is that any different than the guy owning a chain of restaurants and in a public position of power and influence? The opinion is the same thing, so why should it change if he just has a lot of money?
Well, here's the rebuttal to that. They're saying because he's so rich that he donates a lot of money to certain lobbyists and things that can maybe help change a vote a certain way. If something was to come up for a vote in Congress or whatever, they can lobby stronger because of maybe the money he's given. I don't know. Does that sound politically possible? I mean, money is power.
That happens all the time.
That happens all the time with anything else. So why are the other times that this is happening?
Right. Well, how about when Obama first took office, he said marriage is of a man and a woman. I mean, he's recently changed because he's looking to get reelected. Yeah. But when he first said that, why didn't the fucking media crush him? What?
Because he's black.
Because he's black.
Because he's black. So here's my question. Wait, off topic real quick. Why is he black? He's not black. Why is it?
He's Hawaiian.
But first of all, why is it if somebody's great and they're like a 10th black, they're black? Like Tiger Woods, he's Chinese.
Derek Jeter.
He's half white.
He's Blackanese.
Right, but Tiger Woods is a great black golfer. Barack Obama is the first black president. He's not full black.
He's the first Hawaiian president.
He's blight.
He's the first Kenyan president, I think. That'll piss people off. So, but wait, no, that's what kills me. Is like Tiger Woods. If Tiger Woods was Tiger Woods at Walmart, he'd be like, "Oh, you mean that half black guy that works at Walmart?" But since he's Tiger Woods, the best golfer in the world, fucking black golfer.
I've always had a problem with that.
Right, but if Tiger Woods carjacked 3 white families, they'd be like, "Oh, that dude's half white. He's not black." It's like, well, you know what I mean? It's like when it's to their benefit. It's ridiculous. But I don't want to get off on a tangent. Let's get back to this let's just, first of all, people.
What does he check off on his tax forms?
Who, Barack?
Or
Tiger?
When you have to
You're
self-identify.
Right. You're right. Does he put black?
He has to.
There's no Blasian.
Yeah, there's no blight.
Blasian. That sounds like a flavor of wings I get at Hooters. Yeah, like the 6 boneless Blasian, please.
A Diet Coke.
So people get so pissed off about a guy who's a fucking religious fanatic who happens to run a Chick-fil-A. And actually, when you go there, the service is fucking phenomenal. They should I'm telling you, other organizations should take a fucking tutoring class from this guy, because I walk in there and these girls, first of all, a lot of them are cute. All right, a lot of them are cute, even though they're wacky. They're cute. They look at you. They smile. They don't give a shit what color you are, and they say "my pleasure." And it's like, I can only imagine I can only imagine getting that type of service even at like a Fridays or an Applebee's. How many times you've been in there and people are like, "Oh God, here comes this kid at 12:30 wants to fucking eat." You know what I mean? How many times you get the eye from the waitress like she's trying to get the fuck out of that restaurant? But these people, lines are out the door, smile on their face all the time.
They're always happy. They're always in a good mood. And yeah, and you're like you're right. When the lines are out the door, they're still real, real positive, real nice, real friendly. I've noticed that at any Chick-fil-A I've been to, from the ones out here to the ones I've seen out in Colorado when I lived there. Although the whole "my pleasure" thing's a little scary. That's kind of cult-like, their whole customer service.
So they only say
attitude.
"my pleasure"
instead of "you're welcome."
No matter where you are, if they give you something, do something for you. Like a lot of the Chick-fil-A's, when you sit down, you order your meal, you sit down, they'll bring it out to you, and you say, "Oh, thank you," and they go, "My pleasure," and it's kind of creepy, and their eyes are all bugging out of their
like
head.
a robot.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
I
weird
love
cult.
Popeye.
I mean, thanks for being nice, but it's creepy.
But I got it. Why is it creepy though? Is it creepy because they're pleasurable and we're not used to that? Think about it. Is it creepy? It's funny that we're getting service from someone who smiles, makes eye contact, and says "my pleasure," and we call that creepy.
Because we're not used to it.
Right.
Because anywhere else you go, or a lot of other places you go, they're just everybody's curmudgeon and in a bad mood, and they're curt with anything
Right.
they're saying. They're not looking at you, and they're just grumpy, and they
Exactly.
whatever
Or you go to an
they
Applebee's
do.
in Elizabeth
Yeah.
and fucking Shaquina doesn't, gets your fries wrong. You know what I mean? It's like,
Mercedes.
or you go to fucking Applebee's down in Lacey and some fucking white trash, 3-tooth bitch, brings you out your poppers and you order onion rings because the bitch never chose to write anything down. How about one of those waitresses that have no pad and pen? You just know your order's getting fucked.
And you know what they
know
say?
it.
Oh, the cook must have messed up.
No, get
it
a
was
pen,
you.
you twat. It's unbelievable.
I just want to say real quick that I really enjoy how poor people name their kids after things they can't afford.
Can I have a few examples of this, please?
Oh, like Mercedes.
Mercedes,
See
Porsche.
So there's a kid named House in a.
That's the most popular name in Camden.
It's my son Condo.
This is my daughter. Good credit.
This is my daughter credit card.
This is my cousin Debit.
Oh my God, that's true.
It is very true.
I've seen
It is
that.
true.
It's usually people up north though.
Is it?
I don't think dude, I live in Manahawkin.
Nobody
I don't know anybody named, I don't know, BMW or Beamer. I don't know anybody or Mercedes.
Lexus.
I've seen Lexus.
This is
before.
my daughter built-in pool. Go on forever with that. All right, let me give you some fun facts about Jehovah's Witnesses. This is crazy that people are even taking this dude seriously.
You have facts?
I have fun facts.
He's got facts.
Fun
gee.
facts.
Oh, so you came prepared today.
I'm very prepared.
You're really stoked.
I did some study.
I do have to ask you, why do you have a cherry wheat and a Gatorade?
Because I was worried that you were
stay
only going to bring
hydrated.
2 cherry wheats, and I'm not drinking Jerry's fucking piss water anymore. I brought my own Gatorade.
I got the tap already. I turned it on cool to get cold.
Yeah, the tap meaning is faucet in the bathroom. So, all right, listen to this. Here now, I went to this website that has like 150 of these wacky beliefs and rules that they have. They believe that Jesus' second coming happened in 1914 secretly, and he was invisible.
No shit.
Yeah, he was here in
was it?
1914.
How convenient.
And invisible, so no one can see them. So, wait, if he was here, who saw him to write that fact down? If he came...
Is that really a fact?
It's a fact. This is
Oh,
a fact.
God.
So how do you know he came if he was invisible and it was a secret?
That's like, I've got a girlfriend, but she lives in Canada.
And she's invisible.
And she's invisible.
And I dated her 37 years ago.
Where did they come up with 1914 from?
I don't know. Listen to this one. Listen to this one.
All right.
Heaven is limited to only 144,000 Jehovah's Witnesses. Right now, there are 9,105 alive. These are based on 2006 figures. After you reach 144,000, you can't get in.
So you're on a waiting list.
I don't know. See that
Is God the fire marshal?
at Bamboo. That's the fire marshal. So wait, I don't understand. So after 144,000, why wouldn't you just quit the group anyway? You're not going to heaven.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So if you're 144,001, you're like, fuck this. Why am I even belonging?
But
to
how
this
many
group?
people are in there now?
Forget it. I'm going to work
As
with
of 2006,
Satan.
they're saying 9,100 Jehovah's Witnesses.
So
alive.
they need 144,000?
Well, it's limited. Heaven's limited. Very small area in heaven.
Oh, so it's like a VIP group.
It's like
Oh,
Do you have to wear a members only jacket to get in?
only if it has all the zippers and shit and
my
parachute
God.
pants.
the tassels.
So, like, think about it. Say you're a Jehovah's Witness, right? This is based on 2006 figures. Let's say in 2040, they're at 139,999, and the guy in front of you signs up for he's on the Jehovah's Witness line wherever you sign up for this horse
The
shit.
guy behind him's fucked.
The guy behind you's like, fuck this, I'm never getting into heaven. I'm out of here. He's got to go pick something else. So what happens after that?
And why is it limited?
I don't know. I guess it's a tight area up there. God only reserved a certain square footage for Jehovah's.
All right,
What, they
all right,
gotta-
all right.
He's
So
trying to expand, but he didn't get the permits.
All right. Yeah. The township up there is very, very difficult with the zoning. So, wait. They're forbidden from buying Girl Scout cookies. You told fucking Thin Mints, George, you'd never survive in Jehovah's Witness.
Dude, that's are
You're
you
done.
serious?
Yeah.
Why are they forbidden from
It
girls?
doesn't say. These are just facts. They're forbidden from... And I'm not
You
fucking
can't
around.
buy a box of Samoas.
No. They're delicious.
Oh,
They're delicious. You
they're
can't.
good. You throw them in the freezer, bang, you pop in 2 or 3. That's it.
I have...
You don't
I
eat
like,
the whole fucking box.
Dude, Thin Mints are like the cure for cancer for me. They're so fucking delicious. But they can't buy Girl Scout cookies.
Why?
I don't know.
There's no whys to this.
Right.
All right, all right,
They're forbidden from celebrating any holidays, Christmas, Easter, etc.,
I
etc.
did know that when I worked in the real estate office before I left for Colorado. I had my real estate license for a short period of time, and I worked with a guy, real nice guy, got along with him well. But he explained to me a little bit. He's like, yeah, we don't celebrate birthdays or Christmas or any of those holidays. We don't get presents for stuff or give presents for stuff. He's like, we just don't do that. And I just, at first, I was like, that's really, why wouldn't you do that? What's wrong with that? But, you know, on the other hand,
well, I hate Christmas to begin with.
yeah,
though.
I mean, I understand, like, it's just a weird practice. It's just for retail.
Right, it's a marketing scheme. It's all it is marketing. It's an over-marketed holiday. If you don't buy someone an expensive gift,
So
you're
on
a fucking asshole.
Thanksgiving,
It seems weird. But
on
I
Thanksgiving, Chick-fil-A's open.
Right. Well, I don't know. No, I don't know. I would think so.
Well, they don't celebrate, and it's on
They're
Thursday.
probably open Christmas Day, too.
But they're closed on Easter.
Why are they closed on Sundays? Oh, because they pray on Sundays.
Yeah, they're keeping the Sabbath holy.
No, they don't celebrate Easter, dude, so they must be open.
Oh, but it's Sunday.
Oh, then they're probably closed.
It's Sunday, yeah.
Right.
Wait, so they celebrate Sunday, but they don't celebrate...
Try and figure this shit out.
Oh, my God.
Get this. They're forbidden from celebrating their birthday. They can't celebrate their own birthdays. I could give a shit, but...
I don't care. When I was 8, I cared.
But that might make one of those girls very dateable. Because can you imagine? You know what it's like when you date a girl and she's like, "Oh, my birthday's coming," and it has to last a fucking week.
It's the
they have a
whole
birthday
month.
week.
Oh,
my god!
You see them on
It's
Facebook
the
going
whole
out
month.
celebrating with my faves.
Yeah, when your
To
face.
bamboo. Shut
Why
the
can't they
fuck
celebrate
up.
in front of a train on the Amtrak? Jesus
Tied
Christ!
rope.
Why? I mean, I hate my birthday because I don't want to get any older. Number one, but number two, like I don't give a shit. But these girls, they got to go out for 3-4 day benders to celebrate their birthday.
That's not good. Dual weekend. And if your birthday's on a Wednesday, do you celebrate the weekend before or the weekend
That's
after?
a good question.
The whole thing.
That's a good question.
That's weird.
All right, they're
A little bit.
These fuckers are forbidden. They cannot say good luck.
What?
Huh?
They cannot say good luck. It has something to do with it. They said it has something to do with making someone feel like they have pride. You're not allowed to say good luck, like good luck. So it makes you feel good about yourself. I think you're supposed to feel good about yourself through prayer and stuff like that. No one else is allowed to make you.
Because it's not luck that made you score that touchdown. It's Jesus, and that's why you have to.
So
thank
you
him
can't
after.
be like a casino dealer, like someone that spins the roulette table?
Oh, I'm sure you're not allowed to gamble.
No more bets? Good.
They're not allowed to gamble.
You can't gamble.
They're not allowed to gamble. No, I remember that. I didn't write it down there.
So you can't have a Chick-fil-A in Atlantic City. You'd be done.
No, you could. I guess not. Well, they wouldn't be allowed. These fuckers follow the rules.
Oh my God.
They really do. Hey, they have to attend 5 meetings a week. 5 meetings.
I
want to go to one.
I attend one
Hey,
meeting a month in my job.
Alcoholics have less commitment.
I'd rather be a drunk than a Jehovah's Witness because I'd have more time.
What are you talking
It's a
about
lot
in a
more
meeting?
fun.
What are you talking about in a meeting on this?
Well, it's probably like
prayer meeting?
Yeah, it's probably something like that.
But how can you have a meeting about prayer? You know, what's like
Bible
a common name
It's
for
to
like
keep- it's
for
to
like
keep
these
them
guys?
brainwashed.
You're right.
What's
You
like
have
a
to stay on
common
top
name
of
for
them.
these
You
people?
got yeah.
A common name?
Yeah, like Muhammad. Like what do they call
No, they don't do any of that shit because they're not allowed. They're not allowed to wear headwear either. They're not allowed to wear hats, and guys can't have long hair.
Girls. Oh,
Of
that's
course,
fine.
girls can.
Yeah.
But they can't wear a hat.
Ugh.
They can't. Which is,
All right. What's the next one?
All right, wait, no.
All right.
This is what you're gonna love. I
There's
have
better ones.
3 rules. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Let me give you this one first. Oh, let me read you this. They're not allowed to have a blood transfusion. So let's say you're the father of a Jehovah's Witness and your kid gets fucking wrecked in a car accident out and fucking on the road, and he goes to the hospital and the only way he can survive is through a blood transfusion. They say nah, let him go.
What?
Because he can't have other people's blood in him.
Oh, so he's a good dad.
Yeah, you really care about your kid. Yeah.
Right.
So Joey gets hit by a gas truck. He's missing a leg, and the only way to stop him is to get blood from his dad.
Right.
His dad's gonna say,
No.
"Let him go."
It says.
How brainwashed do you have to be to go? That's totally
Dude,
cool.
that's stupid.
Jesus will take care
Yeah,
of it.
religious. It says those who respect life as a gift from God do not try to sustain life by taking blood, even in an emergency.
So that means that's anything. So you can't take like a multivitamin to improve your health?
Well, no, it's blood. This is blood.
No, read it again.
It said, well,
It said even a blood transfusion.
No. It says even in an emergency. This is
Even in an
specific-
emergency. What if it's not an emergency?
Well, you're not taking a multivitamin to survive.
So you can't even do a Heimlich maneuver on someone. So if someo's choking on a Chick-fil-A during lunch,
no,
you
that's
can't save
different.
them?
Yeah,
Let
no,
him go.
this is specifically
go.
this is specifically for bloods, red cells, white cells, platelets, and plasma. They're saying
Oh, so now they believe in science.
it's a. Isn't
Hey,
that crazy?
how do they come up with this shit? There were no blood transfusions when they started this religion.
They believe in science, but Jesus was invisible in 1914 when he came to visit us.
What happened in 1914? I can't even think of that.
Oh, and they said Judgment Day is 1,000 years long. That's fucking long.
That's a long
That's
day.
not
That's
a
a
day.
long day.
Can you imagine working that day?
Jupiter?
I hope I have vacation days left so I can take off Judgment Day.
It's going to be on a Sunday.
Listen, JC, I'm cashing in a couple personal days if that's all right.
Exactly. I got some. Hey, Jesus, I got some comp time. Can I take off Judgment Day?
No.
Okay, you're forgiven. I mean, go to confess. I mean, what is this? So here are some rules that. There are 3 rules that were taken away that they were allowed to do again. So get this.
Oh, so they add and subtract.
They subtracted, but this is great.
Okay.
There was a time where they weren't allowed to play chess. Now they're allowed to play chess.
Change something like that.
Well, there used to be. They're forbidden from playing chess. They withdrew that rule. They said, you know what? Chess is fine.
Maybe Jonas just had a little problem with the backgammon table. He just had some chess.
But what? How about that? You're in one of your 5-day-a-week meetings, right? And you're like, God damn it!
Some guy raises his
Some
hand in the
guy's
back
like,
of the class.
listen, I pray to Jesus, but can you help me on this fucking chess thing? I really like chess. Can we maybe take that chess rule away? And they probably had a vote. Can you imagine the fucking?
Yeah, it's got to be 66, 2/3% vote. Maybe, I don't know.
They used to be forbidden to wear jade jewelry.
If someone gave me a jade, I wouldn't even know what it is.
I don't even know what a jade is.
It's
What
like
is a jade?
it's like a green
gemstone?
rock. It's like a green rock. I've seen that before.
So now they're allowed to wear that. So probably some female was like, I really like this necklace. Suck the cock of the guy who was in charge of the meeting.
The
He's
emeralds
like, all right,
are
fucking.
okay, but the jades, they kind of they stick out.
It's a different shade of green. You can't do
It's like a dark green, I think it is.
Like
all right, what's the next one?
The third rule that used to be in effect, that's not in effect anymore, is they were never allowed to own wind chimes because they are only to be used for chasing away evil spirits.
How do you chase them away? You run down the street with them?
It's like a
hold them by
dream
the string?
catcher? What is this?
I have people in Southern Ocean County that have their wind chimes or empty Budweiser bottles.
Right, but now they're allowed to have wind chimes. So they weren't before, but...
You know what this means? This means there's other rules that you might not have.
Oh,
because they've had these...
You don't understand.
There's got to be a book.
I have 1,000...
There's got to be a book.
There's
change
websites.
Fundamental rules.
They probably vote on this horse shit.
So, but how can you make a vote on something that's supposed to be set by God?
And when did... First of all, when God was around, in 1914, was there wind chimes?
There had to have been.
There's wind chimes.
Yeah, definitely. I would say definitely.
How old's the game of chess?
Oh, centuries.
Yeah,
Is it?
So it's one of the older games ever.
People have been wasting time on that for a very long
Okay,
time.
well, Thin Mints wasn't around when Jesus was alive.
I'm going to say Thin Mints wasn't.
Right. So,
Wait a minute. Well, no, neither were the Girl Scouts.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what?
So
what
how did Jesus know there was Girl Scouts?
That's my
That
point.
was the 13th commandment.
How does... That's my point.
Oh.
Somebody's making these rules, and they're saying this is the way Jesus would have wanted it. So you're telling me Jesus don't want a fucking Thin Mint? Thin Mints are delicious.
Everyone likes
The
Thin Mints.
Samoas are good. Are you
You
serious?
think Jesus likes Samoas? What is the Samoa? What's that? What flavor is it?
That's the one with the coconut on
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
Oh, I never had
Those
that
are
one.
good.
It's
Or
good.
what are they? Traffadilles? I don't even know them. There's like 8 different kinds.
There's the trefoils. Or
Trefoils,
trefoils,
that's- yeah.
What a shitty life these people lead.
Dude.
And this is the thing, like, and gays, if gays just did a little research, why wouldn't they look at this dude's statement and go, all right, this fucking guy is crazy. That's their religion. They're a bunch of freaks. Who gives a shit what this guy says?
Yeah, why do you have to, in order to be yourself, why do you have to change what other people are? Why can't you just be yourself?
That's a good point.
I really want to get like a sniper paintball gun and just sit across the street, maybe like 300 yards, and just pick some of these guys off kissing in front of the Chick-Fil-A.
Well, they already did it. They already did it.
Did they?
Yeah, it already happened.
What's
Paintball
that?
guns?
No. The kiss day.
Oh,
The kiss day.
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the kiss
like,
day.
if they're at a Chick-fil-A, I want to be like on a Kmart roof. In a chrome position.
There's always a Kmart near a Chick-fil-A, though.
Is there?
Or a Home Depot.
How
one
are
or the
there
other.
Kmart's left, by the way?
There's one on Route 9 in hell.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you imagine picking someone off at 200 yards and hitting them square in the chest?
Oh, that would hurt.
But it'd be so funny.
That
Nobody
would
will know where you
Would
are.
it hurt as
The
much
gay,
as
you know what?
getting
If you
fisted?
used white paintballs, the gay guys would be like, "Oh, that's normal on my chest." You know, I've seen that all the time.
I was going to say, like, what hurts more, getting a paintball to the chest or getting fisted in the cinnamon ring?
I take the paintball. I take the paintball. Yeah, that
too, even
fist's
off
gotta
the
hurt.
nipple.
That fist has to hurt.
And how do you know if your best friend is gay?
How?
When his dick tastes like shit.
That's really good. Oh my god. So these fucking whacks. This guy is basically saying, listen, it's my religious belief that we are a pro-marriage society, which means we just believe in the marriage between a man and a woman, and that's it. That's all he really said. And people and the media just went with this and said, this is gay bashing.
Bro, people are touchy, dude. They're out of control touchy.
Really, I've never dated a religious girl before, but I think Jerry has, and we're dying to hear. We're dying to hear. Because Jerry, where were you living for a little while? Please fill people in where you used to live.
Well, I just moved back from Colorado, and if anybody else doesn't know, because I didn't know when I moved out there, that it's still part of the Bible Belt. It might be the shitty end of the belt that you don't use anymore because you've lost some weight, and maybe you're on like the fourth little hole on it, but it's still like right at the tip.
Wait, should we do our first commercial break before Jerry gets to this Mormon thing?
I think that's a good
You want to do it?
Yeah,
How far are we in?
We're 31 minutes in.
Are we?
Yeah, and
we told him at the half hour mark.
Yeah, and we have our first sponsor, which is it kind of fits with this theme.
How much did we charge him?
Free. This was a free one.
Oh, we gave him the free one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he's the $100 the next time.
I hope so.
Oh, that is
so we
good.
can buy a mop so we can not have to fucking. Because our next podcast we're gonna wear swimmies in this basement if this place keeps on fucking letting in water like this right now.
Shoes on, or else we're
I have
all
my
getting
flip flops
electrocuted.
on. I didn't want to ruin my Nikes.
All right, so we're gonna play our little sponsor. We're gonna do a little commercial break and we'll be right back.
Hey, what you eating?
Cowboy Dick.
Hey, buckaroos, there's nothing like a little cowboy dick ice cream.
I want something. I've got a craving.
Yeah, well, how about some cowboy dick?
Sure.
All the cowgirls love my cowboy dick, and I should know, 'cause I'm Cowboy Dick.
I like my cowboy dick with some nuts.
No problem, partner. Introducing Cowboy Dick, with nuts so big you can hardly wrap your lips around them.
My youngins love cowboy dick.
Ma'am, fill your posse with my Cowboy Dick.
Oh, cowboy dick.
Here, try it. How is it?
I can't talk. My mouth is full of cowboy dick.
She's smiling. She's smiling. Fill your mouth with my Cowboy Dick. Available in your grocer's freezer. Ooh, once you've had your first Cowboy Dick, you won't ever go back.
All right, looks like we're back. We appreciate that little break. Now, Jerry, please, let's get into, you were living out in Colorado, and let's get into what this fucking disaster was.
All right, so anyway, moving to a new area, especially like Colorado, is really different. There's a lot of ultra-religious people out in the interior of the country. Where they don't really know any better. They're very sheltered. With being sheltered brings religious nutcases. With that said, I dated a lot of people who had some really strong and or uncomfortable views on religion. I dated one girl who was Mormon. Her family was Mormon. Most of her family lived in Utah, which is where most of all the Mormons live. To give you a really quick background on Mormonism, it was started by this guy I think it was in 1820. His name was Joseph Smith. He had a vision from some angel and the angel told him there were golden plates buried in a forest near his home, and he was never to show them to anyone, but he was supposed to publish their translation. That translated or transposed into the Book of Mormonism, where that religion came from.
You gotta be shitting me already.
No, that's definitely true. The funny thing is, this
So
guy...
this is 100 years before Jesus pops up.
This was 1820.
Yeah, it's 100 years before Jesus popped up a second time. It's 1914.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
yeah,
Okay.
according to the
Right, so it
Jehovah's,
wasn't
yeah.
Jesus that popped up.
No, it
All
wasn't
right,
Jesus.
all right.
It was
This
an
is out of
angel.
control.
Yeah.
I'm losing my head's spinning.
So anyway,
It's the Sam Adams.
this guy, Joseph
Jesus
Smith,
Christ.
he was killed, actually, when he was 38 years old. He was killed while escaping a prison where he was being held for the crime of polygamy, which in a lot of places is still pretty illegal. They locked the guy up for this, and Mormons are very... certain Mormons believe in that, where they have multiple wives, which I think is actually not a bad idea. But
This is
anyway...
an excellent idea. It's the one thing I support the Mormons about.
The polygamy.
The multiple wife thing is fucking awesome.
I
But why do you have to marry him? Why can't you just have like 6
Yeah, why can't you have
girlfriends?
multiple dates?
Wait, why can't you have polygamy girlfriends?
Well, in Jersey, it's called bigamy with all the fat fucks that live here. So go ahead, Jerry. Sorry.
This guy was shot, and he's in prison for that. And he was shot and killed while escaping this prison. He was jumping out the window, and a whole bunch of people shot him. And after he died, he was shot several more times and was nearly decapitated by these people who killed him. And the people who killed him were those who were looking to form a rival church to rival Mormonism. So I don't know where... I think Love Thy Neighbor went way out the window there.
Jesus.
And they killed the shit out of this guy just because they wanted to start a church different than him. Which, by the way, most of the wars in this planet's history have been started by religion. You're supposed to love people when you're religious. But anyway.
Right. Yeah.
As long as they don't believe in the same God you do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love you if you believe in my God. If not, you're dead.
Exactly. That's not hypocritical at all. So I just want to give you a couple quick Mormon beliefs. These are the fundamentals.
Oh,
you have a list of stuff too?
I
so
this is new to me. This is all new to me.
It's a real short list. I just jotted down really important ones. So a lot of the main Mormon beliefs is you can't put any chemicals into your body that you can gain pleasure from, like drugs, caffeine, tobacco, or alcohol. None of that stuff's allowed.
So they're not partiers.
Right. Okay.
At all.
So what about caffeine?
What do they call those when someone?
It's a drug. Caffeine is a drug.
So you can't have a Diet Pepsi?
No.
Wow.
What do they call those people when like a guy that doesn't do any drugs, any alcohol? There's a term for that, isn't it? Like a
goody two shoes?
No. Straight edge. Straight edge. Okay, there's a term for that. So these people, they cannot have a beer. They cannot fucking get high.
No.
They can't have a fucking, like, what if it's like a Sour Patch Kid that tastes really delicious?
Probably not. But here's the best part of it.
Wow.
They don't want you to have fun, too.
So
out west, what I really learned was they have, where there are states that have a really high percentage of people who are Mormon. So they have control over the county seats and the governments and the state governments. They restrict the sale of alcohol heavily in Utah and Colorado because a lot of them center around that area. They also not only restrict that, but if you are able to buy alcohol, it's watered down. It's called 3-2 beer. Most beer has about 5 to 6% alcohol. Beer that you can buy in most pubs, bars, and all the supermarkets and convenience stores that sell liquor out there, because they all do, because liquor licenses only cost about $1,000 out west. So
okay.
Any beer you buy out there, or most beer that you buy out there, has been limited to 3.2% alcohol. So if Budweiser wants to sell a beer in Colorado or Utah, or Sam Adams or any other beer manufacturer, nationwide beer manufacturer, they have to sell a different watered-down version to those states. You can't get real fucking beer there.
Why would you even fucking bother? So Budweiser's doing nothing but Bud Ultra down there?
Yeah, so it's bad enough. It's bad enough
disgusting.
that you want to be in religion, you can't have that fun. But even if you don't want to be in the religion, you still can't have. You can only have a little bit of fun, because they're going to tell you that, yeah, you might not want to be Mormon, so we'll let you drink, but you can't drink anything that's all that fun. Whatever happened to just believing what you want to believe and not oppressing others? That never works
the
out.
alcohol thing. So you can't go into a liquor store and grab a thing of vodka.
Not in Utah.
No.
Not in Utah.
That's what he said.
It doesn't exist.
Anywhere in Utah?
So what does their liquor stores look like? A little soubrette stand with like 4 Budweisers? Like, I don't understand. Like,
there might be some underground people there.
Oh, there's moonshine going on out there.
People there.
Crazy.
Yeah,
it's gotta be.
There are only a couple different places where you can go and buy actual regular content liquor, but it's like a Costco. You have to pay to have a membership there to get into those places.
So wait, you could still buy it, but you have to belong.
But there's only a couple of them. There's only a couple places that'll sell it, but you got to have a membership. There's only a couple bars and pubs that will serve it, but you have to pay dues. It's like joining the fucking Elks.
Oh.
I'm serious.
How long did you live out there? How long did you live out there?
A year. That was long enough.
Is that why you moved back?
No, Colorado's a little bit different. If you, again, any supermarket and convenience store, 7-Eleven, they all sell liquor. But if you buy it there, it's watered down. Any version, Budweiser, Coors, whatever it is, it's going to be the watered-down version. You can only get the regular strength liquor if you go to a bar in Colorado. In Utah, it's different because 90% of the population in Utah is Mormon.
Can you name one famous person coming out of Utah?
One famous what?
Can you name one famous person coming out of Utah?
John Stockton.
No, not born and raised. Born and raised.
No. Mitt Romney. I don't know. Where's Romney from? He's a Mormon. Is he from Utah?
So if he gets elected president, we're not going to have beer anymore.
I doubt that.
So we'll have a 100% white guy in the office.
Oh, he's fucking multiple chicks. How great is this fucking presidency?
Could you imagine if they passed that?
Oh, be the best.
I already sent in my write-in vote for him.
So wait, now how many girls did you date while you were out there?
About 11.
Oh, in a year?
In a year?
Fucking, you were busy, Jerry.
God.
Your cock must have been exhausted.
Yeah,
it's called the Cockin calendar.
It expired, so I had to move back.
So what about the religious girls?
Well,
they can't be too religious.
It's amazing.
Jerry's fucking them like they're fucking. He's going through them like crazy out there.
Yeah, you have your period next one. You have a period.
Yeah,
next
every
one.
period you were getting rid of one. It's amazing.
It was amazing. Well, I could spend a whole hour on that, but let me just focus in on the Mormon girl because I really think that this.
Yes.
Oh wait! You dated 10 girls, but one of them was Mormon. Oh, 11 girls, but one of them was Mormon.
One of them was Mormon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't care
10,
about the normal ones.
And
I
the
want to
other
hear about
10
the
were
normal
what?
Well, the rest of them were not normal, by the way. They were all religious nutcases, just of different flavors.
Oh my god!
But the Mormon's the craziest, is what you're saying.
It was it was the most striking.
How long did you date her for?
I dated her for a couple months, and she was a little bit different in the sense that she only really stuck to all the core religious Mormon beliefs when she was around her family. I don't want to mention her by name.
That's like every religious person, though, isn't it?
When we were hanging out privately, she drank, she had coffee, she did these things that she knew she wasn't supposed to do. Around her family, I'm not going to do that, and I'm not telling them that they do that. But not only that,
she's a bad
What about
girl.
sexually? I got to interrupt you once in a while because I'm hearing this for the first time. I
She
need
knob
to
you?
know: is there sexual rules in the Mormons?
well, they have to save themselves for marriage. Now, I want to just say this real quick. She was not saving herself for marriage. She was re-saving herself for marriage.
How does that work,
do you
please?
re-save?
How does that work?
She already had a child. And it wasn't through immaculate conception, so she already had a kid. But now she's saying, okay, I'm going to re-follow these rules.
But the hymen's gone. The hymen's gone.
Well, yeah, she had a kid. It came out,
So this is a born-again virgin?
Yeah, exactly. So
that's bullshit.
This is horseshit.
Oh,
she was basically,
It's always so you can't put your dick in them. They always have to have the rules so you can't fuck
I told her,
them.
I'm like, well, what? The last guy was able to. Why am I being punished because he fucked up? Now I got to suffer because you're following the rules again?
So are they technical virgins? You ever hear about a technical virgin? They have a website for this.
no, they don't.
Yes, they do. A technical virgin is when you can fuck her in the ass because it's different if you fuck her in the pussy. So they're still technically a virgin if you fuck them in the ass.
So she could jerk you off and give you a knobber.
And you can fuck her in the ass and she's still a virgin.
Well, that's not all that bad.
Oh, I want to join that website.
Is there dues?
I know, if there is, I'm paying it. But go ahead, Jerry. So she's reclaiming her virginness.
Yeah, and I had a
so dumb.
I had a little problem with that because I'm not
A little
buying
problem?
I'm not buying a car that I'm not test driving.
Oh,
I'm not going to just marry you just so we can have sex, and by chance it might be also good.
How long did you date her for?
Just a couple months. Yeah.
Well,
But
so
anyway,
wait,
like
go ahead.
not
So
only
many
did she not drink around her family, I couldn't either. If we were hanging out with her family, and they were all nice people, by the way, but if we were hanging out with her family, and I just got done putting in a 50-hour work week, and it's Friday night, we're hanging out with her, I can't have a drink. Well, why? Why? Because my family doesn't drink. Well, they don't have to drink. I'm not pouring it in their mouth. I'm pouring it down my throat.
So you can't even drink in their presence?
No,
That's
I can't.
considered disrespectful.
Exactly.
Oh, my
But I don't understand
God.
how that works.
The hypocrisy.
I'm not making them do it. Why should I not do something that they don't like? I'm not forcing them to do it. Why do I not have to enjoy myself because you're a fucking religious moron?
It's not like it's illegal.
Yeah. She's like, you really just.
I mean, if you smoke pot in your mother-in-law's house, that's like
Okay,
disrespectful.
I'm with you on that. But having a beer after a fucking work week, what if it was one of the watered-down beers? Would that be okay in front of the family?
Not even the 3-2 beer. No.
What's the 3-2 mean?
3.2% alcohol.
Oh,
3%
okay.
alcohol.
God damn it, so
You
aggravating.
gotta drink 30 of them.
Jesus Christ.
I don't understand why, if you as a person have beliefs, you can have beliefs, but you shouldn't change other people's beliefs or get rid of something that you're not going to do anyway. Like, if you don't like a television show, just change the channel. Why do you have to petition and cancel the show?
How old was this girl? How old was she?
Mid-20s.
Good looking?
Yeah.
Big tits? I got to ask these questions.
Yes,
People want to
yes.
know.
And I just want to say that the whole re-saving herself for marriage thing, I did ultimately overcome that.
All right, Jerry.
That didn't last
Do
very
we
long.
have the crowd cheering on that?
I'll put that in. All right, Jerry. How long did it take for you to finally, like, how many conversations did you have to go through before you could fuck her? Like,
well, we dated like exclusively over the course of maybe about 2 months. But from the time I initially met her, during the time that we dated, and then the time that we broke up and I was seeing other people, and then eventually it ultimately happened, it was about a 6-month period.
Oh, so you're saying you dated her for 2 and never got in her pants?
Yeah.
Did she do anything for you?
No.
Dude, that's a long time.
8. So you're telling me, see, I have a 2-week rule.
So
I need to come in 2 weeks. Somehow, some way. You don't have to fuck me. But you need to do something to my cock to make it fucking drain the poison within 2 weeks.
That's fair.
It's fair because at the
That's
2-week
really
mark,
fair.
at the 2-week mark, you've at least gone to Applebee's half-price appetizers 2 times. So I'm done.
He spent $8 on wings.
No, I'm 20. I'm about $22 in at this point.
And he
You got to
charges
jerk me
Dutch.
off.
He charges Dutch.
Yeah. But so you're telling me you put up with that shit for 8 weeks? Were you trying hard for 8 weeks? Like
I did. I really put in.
You
the
really
effort.
put in
I
the
don't like
effort.
to give up. I don't.
So
like to
she's
give up.
telling the guys now that she's re-saving herself for marriage.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's
Oh my
yeah.
God.
So
What
how
is
does
up
this?
with this?
So at the 8, was she giving you anything during the 8 weeks? Were you like even like a handy anything?
No.
Just kissing?
Yeah.
Were you allowed to touch her?
Not really.
Oh my
What is that?
God.
That's kind
I'd
of.
rather go visit my grandmother.
The only reason I put up with it during that time is because I wasn't pursuing anybody else. That's all I had. So it was either that or nothing. So
All right,
you know
so
what?
yeah, at this. But were you spending money? Were you spending money?
Not a lot.
Okay. Well, what is not a lot?
Like $10 here.
That's not a lot.
That's not a lot. Okay. But at least you could do is like touch your cock. I mean, at least just touch it. $10 and you should touch it.
Here's what put me off. Now listen, I can almost, and I can't really, but I'm going to use the word almost. I can almost understand if you want to put off sex because it's a religious belief.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, like she said, like I don't even really like making out. I think that's stupid. So in my mind, I'm thinking.
I think it's
hang
stupid
out with
too.
my dad.
It's very stupid. Just suck my dick. I don't want to make it.
No, what I'm trying to say is if you're willing to put off something that important and that much fun, if you're willing to put it off, you must not like it to begin with. Because if you really liked it, you wouldn't put it off. And if you don't like it to begin with, then I don't want to be with you. See what I'm saying? It's easy to not do something you don't like.
Yes, of course. It's impossible to. If a girl's like, "Can I suck your cock?" You're probably like, "Oh,
God damn it.
God
I don't
damn
know.
it."
It's against God's word.
Yeah, it's against God's word.
Can we wait
Law
till
and Order
next
is
week,
on.
maybe? I gotta wait till
Jesus
Mom
would
leaves.
want
Put it away.
You're right. It's extremely difficult to not do something that you really like to do.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand about women. They like to fuck just as much as we do.
They do.
Okay?
So
I don't
it's
want to
different.
hear you fucking women say that you have to have feelings. Shut up. You don't. When a
don't
guy's
have
licking your
feelings.
shit
And
right.
those are the ones that are 32,
and
and they're on Facebook. All I need is a guy.
Well, no, and they're watching that fucking show on TV that, what is it, Say Yes to the Dress?
What?
What the
What is that?
fuck is
Say
that?
yes to the check.
Yeah, Say Yes to the Divorce Lawyer.
What
Because that's
what
coming
are you talking
soon.
about? Yes to the dress. What is that?
I'm going to get beat up for even knowing the show
Oh,
exists.
God, you're such a flamer, dude.
There's a show out there. This is for
It's not on Lifetime, is it?
TLC, I think. It's just for
Oh, there's
research.
like, okay. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so
I'm
you can.
listening.
So listen, you can get. It was a sneak attack. I'm watching like American Chopper. Boom, Say Yes to the Dress comes on.
Bullshit,
And
but
I got a
go
fucking American Chopper's on Discovery. So it's basically a show about girls going dress shopping for their wedding and the drama that happens when these girls trying to dress. They don't like it. The mom's like, it's too expensive. The father's like, well, I want my baby to be happy. Meanwhile, she's trying to stuff her fat fucking ass into a size 4 when she's a 9. Like, it's this whole...
Oh, my
It's this
God.
whole... It's a show. And girls watch this shit because girls, they can't wait to have this shit happen to them.
These girls got to be pouting the whole time on TV.
They
I
cry.
don't like this late. Oh, my God.
They cry. It's ridiculous. So, I mean...
Why would you even videotape that to begin with? Buy a dress. If you look good in it, that's it.
Because people love to see bullshit on TV. That's why they tape this
How much
stuff.
are wedding dresses anyway?
I don't know. You got married. How much was your wife?
Do you think I paid for it?
Several thousand. Like a used car.
Yeah, you could spend over $10,000 on a wedding dress, can't you?
Oh, clearly.
I don't know.
Easily.
And then where does that fucking thing go when you're done with it?
Goes in a box in the attic.
Right, and 5 years later, your wife's not...
eat it.
What?
And moths eat it, and then you maybe pass it on to your granddaughter, who's not going to like it anyway.
Oh, no one's going to want to wear that shit. It's ridiculous.
Wait,
All right,
so a couple $1,000s for some fabric?
Probably more than that, dude. I bet you wedding dresses.
Really?
I bet you wedding dresses can top 20,000.
They can. Mm-hmm. Sure.
So, Jerry, you break up with this girl primarily because you're like, I'm not getting laid.
That's what I told her.
Fuck this shit.
Well, that's the thing, and I was really nice about it. And I said, look, I respect your religious beliefs. I said, my belief is, I think, my belief is, I
By
think,
Jerry's belief.
my belief is, I think physical interactions are a really important part of a relationship.
Extremely important.
And we need to have some compromise. And there's no compromise if I'm all yes and you're all no. There's no meeting in the middle. If we can't meet in the middle, then we just have to split apart. And, relationships involve some sort of compromise. And
You really
also,
sold this.
Also, relationships.
He works. He's
I
a
did.
salesman.
I worked really,
That's
really
fucking
hard.
good.
I told her, I said, look, relationships involve some sort of physical aspect. If you don't have a physical aspect, it's not a relationship. You're a friend. If I want a friend, I've got friends. I can buy a dog. They're companions. I want to have sex with women.
Right.
So
we all
if we're not doing that, then we're not in a relationship.
Why don't
it
women
doesn't
realize?
fit the definition, so we're not in a relationship anymore because we're not.
That's, you know what's funny? I
And
love
it just
when
ended. She had nothing to say. She's like, "You're right. I guess we're not going out anymore." Okay.
But what's
She
funny-
just said that flat out.
Yeah.
So girls can think that you can date and you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend, but they're allowed to go, well, I don't really want to fuck. Really?
We're not dating then.
That's like buying a car and going, you know what? I'm not putting gas in this motherfucker. This bitch better drive forever. And it better just keep driving because I'm not putting gas in it.
It's relationships involve something more than companionship. You can
Absolutely.
have companionship with friends,
Or animals.
family members, animals. When it elevates to a relationship, there's a physical counterpart. If it's not there, it's not a relationship. So if we already agree that we're boyfriend and girlfriend and we're not getting into the physical stuff, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. You can't alter the definition. That's the definition. It is what it is.
You're hanging out with a friend.
Exactly.
That's it.
And who the fuck wants to hang out with a girl as a friend?
Nobody.
It's so goddamn boring.
Dude, that's
does.
really boring.
That's a different conversation. My father has said this. I agree with him. Straight men do not want to be friends with women. If they're talking to women, it's
They
to get
want to
in their
fuck
pants.
them. They want to fuck them, right?
He's not. Oh, he's a straight guy, but he's just my friend. No, he's interested
Never.
in you.
There is no such thing as platonic.
If
There's
you're
no
a
such
woman,
thing.
if you're a woman and you think you have if you're a woman and you think that a guy who is straight is your friend and he doesn't want to get in your pants, you're a moron.
Absolutely.
Well, he's right.
Absolutely.
I don't hang out with any of my ex-girlfriends.
You can't.
I can't.
No reason to.
I'll get in I may
interest is
get in
there on
trouble.
some
I don't want to
level.
do
Whether you
that.
act on it or not is a different story, but the interest is there, or else you're not a straight man.
Exactly. So your claim is, if a guy's hanging out with a girl, here's the difference. If then this is the difference between men and women. A girl can go to lunch with me and have I can go to her, hey, do you mind sucking my cock after lunch? And she would go, are you out of your mind? Now, if I'm out to lunch with her and she goes, hey, do you mind if I suck your cock after lunch? My first reaction is, check, please, check. Like, that's the difference between us. Like, I would never, I mean, unless she's a beast, but if I have a friend who's a female and she's good looking, and we're out to lunch, she goes, hey, you know what, let's grab something to eat and I'll suck your cock. All right, I'll be right there. But if you're a guy and you say to your girlfriend, you know what, hey, or not your girlfriend, your friend who's a girl, you say, hey, man, why don't we go down to Five Guys, and then after, you can blow me. She'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I don't understand. Yeah, but why? Do you really think that they have a switch when it comes to sex that is flipped by emotions? Like, I understand women are emotionally driven, but don't tell me you don't want a big fucking stiff cock in you every day. Don't tell me you don't want that. Does there really have to be feeling involved when they have that cock? And if not, it's not a good thing. It's like the devil.
The devil.
It's a devil cock.
If they don't want that, then they're Jodie Foster.
But what do you think their mindset is? Like, do you really believe that a woman has to like you to fuck you?
No.
Okay, but
not.
so you're saying that they're warped when they try and take this whole stance where I don't fuck you unless you're my boyfriend.
They think it's nice to have certain ideals.
Okay, and they think that they're creating. They look morally sound.
Yeah, they want to have these ideals. They want to live with them. But after 3 drinks, they don't want to live with them anymore. By them anymore.
That's right. Yeah, I have really good morals until I have a Long Island iced tea, and then I'm sucking your dick in your car.
And
at the Best Buy parking lot on the way home.
Yeah, I'm saving myself for marriage until you really work on it for a couple months, and then that goes out the window after.
What is that saving yourself for marriage bullshit?
That's religious. We need 3 hours for that.
All right. Well, listen,
we covered a lot today.
We did. We're 55 minutes in. We're gonna wrap.
Really?
And that was an amazing subject. We're probably gonna go in other directions for the next podcast. We do have a lot of religions to cover. We have tons of notes, but
I just want to say one thing before we wrap this up.
Okay.
And I don't know if anybody wants to have any closing comments on the whole Chick-fil-A thing and that sort of thing. But
last word.
What? I want to wrap up my statements with this. Well, a blowjob might make your day. Anal sex makes your whole week.
Oh, that's a good close. So I got to come up with something snappy now, right?
You're not topping that.
I don't know if I could beat that.
You're not topping that.
I'm going to go with asking your ex to be friends after breaking up is like kidnappers asking you to keep in touch after they let you go. Now you got to come up with something.
All right, I read. I'm not going to say I came up with this out of the blue. I saw this, and they said, I had a thought that I wanted to get back with one of my exes, but then again, I'd rather shit in my hands and clap. So with that said, hey, thanks everyone who has listened to our fucking podcast. I hope you spread the word. Tell your friends. Please like our page. The page only has like 85 likes. We're trying to build it. I still don't understand why we have more views than likes. How the fuck does that happen? Do people see it on YouTube instead of go to our page?
Because some of these people, you know what it is? I guess they like us a lot. They're jerking off. They're fucking watching the thing 4 times.
I really don't want a guy jerking off to our podcast.
Well, maybe it's a girl. No. Maybe she's dialing 0 on the pink telephone.
Off? Oh, you mean she's fingering herself?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Who knows?
Or she's just got a big fat clit and she just grabs it like a cock.
It's like 2 inches.
Jesus. What is she eating?
It's like a coat hanger.
A little mallet in her pants. Hey, can I borrow that? I got to put together a deck. Go ahead, Jerry. Sorry.
No, I think a lot of people are going on the page and then viewing the podcast because it's on YouTube, and you don't have to like the page to view the podcast.
Oh, you don't? So you can be on our Facebook page, not like it, and still get to the link?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, fuckers, like the page, you
like
fucks.
The page, share it. If you listen to the podcast and you think it was good, the first one, this one, anyone, don't just play it and think it's nice. Share it on somebody else's page. It takes 2 seconds to do that. That's the whole point of Facebook is free marketing.
Yeah, share it.
Share the fucking thing.
Stop being a pussy. It's not all about you.
Exactly. Stop listening to what we say, agreeing upon what we say, but being too much of a pussy to fucking say, this is what I believe in. Put that shit on your page, you fucking homos. And then go kiss in front of Chick-Fil-A if you don't, you fucking faggots. All right, with that said, guys,
we're
out.
See you next week.